Conversations. We are so excited to have you guys here with us tonight. So I want to thank the viewers for taking time out to view this video. I have my wonderful guest here with me, and this is his second time. So I want to go ahead and allow him to introduce himself.
All right, thank you, Paris.
You're welcome.
Once again, my name is Clifton Farrar. I'm just glad to be here. Known you for what? Over 3 years now?
Over 3 years.
So, it's been a great development, and she's my family.
Yes.
So, just wanted to talk about real quickly, defining your why. The last time we got into it, we was getting so good, so we had to stop. And so, I was, Miss Paris asked me to come back a second time so we can finish it out, and so we can definitely even answer some questions along the way for you guys if you have any. So we're going to dive right into it, and just a brief recap for those who might not have seen the first one. We're just going to talk about defining your why. First of all, we want to understand the why is your reason for what you're doing.
Right.
Basically, what you're looking to do for a desired end. So that's what your why is.
Right.
So no matter what it is, whether it's relationships, jobs, whatever, you have to have a definitive why. Why am I doing this?
Right.
And so the first thing we did talk about, it has to be pure. You have to, what is your motive?
Right.
Why are you doing this? So if your motive is not pure, most times your foundation is going to be off and you're going to fall apart. So you wonder why things are not going the way that they're supposed to. Check your motive.
Right.
What is your desire? Why am I doing this? Is it constructive or destructive?
So when you say your motive, someone has to recognize their reasoning behind their why.
Yes.
Why is this, why am I searching for this? Why am I wanting this to happen? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
So it has to be pure, very pure and clear. And so the other thing, next thing we want to do, it has to be clear and concrete.
Okay.
So a lot of people make whys, but we make vague whys. Why am I doing? Well, I want to be a business owner. Why do you want to be a business owner?
Right. Right.
Why do you want to be a business owner? Because being a business owner entails a lot. From self-experience, it entails a lot. So what type of business you want to do? What is the market you're looking for? And why are you starting your business?
Right.
Do you see a need for this business? Is it a need that you're trying to fix? You know that most of the great businesses started after the Great Depression?
Wow, I didn't
Because
know that.
businesses usually happen after recessions because there is a need that needs to be met. There's a need that needs to be filled. So if you don't have a clear, concrete, definitive end to why, you're going to be bouncing all over the place. So we want to narrow it down. We want to eliminate distractions for you.
Wow.
So let's make it clear.
So for example, if you want to be a football player, you want to be a basketball player, you want to be a nurse, anything that you want to be, you have to have a why and a reasoning behind it. Because if you don't know why you want to be these things, it may not come to fruition.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Absolutely. And unfortunately, that's what a lot happens in colleges, where people enroll in classes, get a degree, and search for a particular field. But is that field something that you want to do, or is that field something that somebody else told you to do, or you thought might be in a different direction? So you have to make sure, if I'm going to do this, let me have a clear objective of what it is.
Correct. I agree.
And so that's just a brief recap of the first 2 points. So we ended off, we had just started on this one. And I think this is so important that a lot of people miss. Your why has to have a huge impact.
When you say impact, what do you mean?
So it has to be bigger than you.
Wow. Wow.
It has to be bigger than you.
So your why has to be for a purpose bigger than yourself,
Absolutely.
right? So what if you don't know what your why is? Is that okay?
Well, that's why you have to do the first two.
Okay.
You have to make sure it's pure, and you have to make sure it's clear and concrete. Because if you don't know those two, how can you make an impact?
It's true.
And so let's pause for a second. We live in a society where everything is so quick. I want to be able to download in 5 seconds. I want to be able to take a picture. I want to be able to travel. I want to be teleportation almost. I want everything to be
Quick.
And this is not going to be quick. So let me go ahead and set the foundation for that. This is not going to be quick. Because defining your why is a lot of soul searching. It's a lot of pulling back layers. Because you have to, I like to say, you have to get in your quiet place. You have to take time to learn who you are and what you are and what you really desire, because we give our ear to so many things. We give our attention to so many things. We give our mind over to so many things. You know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, news, friends, co-workers. There's so many things that are coming at you.
Correct.
And so you have to be able to push all that stuff away. And until you learn how to dig into yourself and find out, what do I really love?
Right, right. I agree with you. When I think about my why, I think about what wakes me up and pushes me to start my day. I think about my children being my why, but though my children are not just my only why, right? So I have multiple whys. My why that I found out is, why do I do what I do? It's because I like to inspire people. I like to motivate people. I like to try to make a difference in the world, right? So that's my purpose, my drive, my ambition. But I also have my children that are my why, that drive me to be the person that I am today. So is it okay for a person to have multiple whys?
You can't have multiple whys. And you can build on them. But something that you said that I forgot to mention with the purity. So, you talk about your children. You don't get paid to raise your children. There's a lot of times, especially as parents, as caregivers, there's no awards. There's no accolade. There's no pat on the back. There's no monetary reward for this. So that's where the purity comes in. If there's no monetary value attached to it, if there's no accolades attached to it, would you still do it?
Right, wow.
So that's a great way to start your why. When I get up in the morning, I love what I do, and if I never got a penny for it, I can still do this. And something that, you know, T.I. said, he said, and he was not the first one that said it, but when he said it, it stuck out to me. He said, if you love what you do, it's not work. If you love what you do, if you can get up every morning and do it without any hesitation, without, even when it looks like the world is falling apart from you, and you still can see that thing, it's like, okay, you know, I know everything is all crazy, but man, this is what I have
this is what I have to do.
Because it pours out of me.
Right.
And I deal a lot with the inner man. And so if you look up the inner man, it's in the Bible, it's called heart. A lot of people talk about heart. And the Greek of it is cardia, which is where we get cardiac, cardiac arrest. It's the heart, but it's the inner man. It is the inner man. And so often, that's why the why is missed. Because we are so consumed with the outside. We're so consumed about the appearance of things that we never get to know who we are. And so if you don't know who you are, you cannot define your why.
Wow, wow. Is there an expiration date for finding your why, or can you always find your why?
You can always find it. There's no expiration date. There's no expiration date on it. But you don't want to take too long trying to do it. Because, now, let me rephrase that. It doesn't matter when you find it, but, because everything is in God's timing. So retract that statement. But oftentimes, I can say this, it takes longer to get it when you don't take the time to pay attention to it. And the biggest illustration I can tell you is the children of Israel. When they left Egypt, it was supposed to be an 11-day journey to their promised land. It took them 40 years.
Wow. Wow.
They had a why, but because they were not clear on their why, because their purity had left them, they took 40 years on something that should have took 11 days.
Wow. Wow.
So, but it has to be bigger than you. That's the main thing about the impact.
Right.
It has to be bigger than you. And very case, I'm glad that we actually having this conversation now. Case in point, Robert Smith. The billionaire that paid off all those student loans for the people at Morehouse.
Right.
If he didn't have a vision of where he's at, if he didn't have a vision of growing his hedge fund and his investments and becoming a multi-billionaire, running that corporation. Look at the impact he has made on a whole graduating class.
Right.
Your why has to be bigger than you. This man now is going to have a legacy forever, not because of his billionaire status, but because of his billionaire status, he was able to make such a huge impact in so many people's lives. Because think about it, how many of us have student loans?
All of us.
So imagine you graduating from Morehouse, and the commencement speaker says, here's another surprise. I'm paying off every one of you guys' student loans.
Wow.
Now they can go into the workforce without having a massive amount of debt on their head. Now they can focus on becoming better. Now they can focus on even maybe furthering their education. Now they can focus on being the best version of them, because we all know most of us rush and get a job because in 6 months we got to start paying that money back. So imagine these people now with the freedom they're gonna have. Look at the impact he has made on that body of people. And so when you're looking at it, you have to make sure your why is going to be bigger than you, because Patrice, it needs to get you out your comfort zone.
Wow. Wow. That's a lemon drop right there. It needs to get you out of your comfort zone. Your why has to pull you from a place that you're uncomfortable. It has to drive you. It has to take you out of your normal range.
Yes.
So that's really powerful, and I think some of the guests probably can agree with that. If you agree with that, make sure you comment and let us know how you feel about that. The why has to, you have to step out of your comfort zone in order to fulfill your why. Am I correct?
You are correct. And it's going to cause you, and this is one of the biggest things we have to realize, it's going to cause you to develop relationships that are conducive to your why.
Wow.
So that is a very big problem for us. You know, we like to be comfortable, and we like to be around people that make us feel comfortable. So when you're talking to someone that is outside of your sphere of understanding, it can be scary.
It's scary.
You know, it can be scary. But I've learned that when you talk to people, you realize they're just like you. And you should be able to glean from someone. So I've had experiences of talking to people who had a life sentence of 98 years, and I've also taken the credit cards and talking to CEOs.
Wow.
So that if I just stayed in my particular realm or sphere, then I would not become a better person.
Wow.
You have to stretch, you have to grow, you have to reach out to different people.
Right.
Because you don't know who has the next blessing that's going to help your why come to fruition.
So in order to get to your why, in order to fulfill your purpose, you are going to need other people that have the knowledge or have the skills that you need in order to grow your why and fall into your purpose. Sometimes it's going to be where you feel uncomfortable. Listen, I may be, say for example, in a workplace, I'm an individual contributor. I don't want to reach out to anyone in leadership because I feel like that's out my realm. So in order to find your purpose, to find what makes you happy, you have to realize and understand that they are human, just like you and I. And you have to realize that person puts their pants on the same way that you do. And we need people to fulfill our purpose. We need people to, give us knowledge, to pour information into our system, because we have to learn from people. You can't just hold it inside and say, I'm fulfilling my purpose. Your purpose has to be more than just you.
It does. And so everything is based off a team principle. I don't care who you are, you have a team. Any successful person that you know has a team. Any successful person. And most people even look at individuals, like you say, well, boxing is an individual sport, or UFC fighting is an individual sport. Yes, it might be one person in that ring, but it was a team of people that helped him to get there. So he has trainers, he has coaches, he has promoters, he has managers. Floyd Mayweather did not become a billionaire just because he could box, but he had a team around him. Henceforth, the money team.
Right.
I need a team. And if you think you're going to accomplish everything by yourself, you're sadly mistaken. If Jesus needed 12 disciples, why do you think you ought to do everything by yourself?
Wow.
So you need to form a winning team, which means you're going to have different and diverse people in your group. but that's okay because everybody can't see like Cliff. Because Cliff is gonna miss something. Cliff is gonna overlook something that somebody else is gonna catch. And so when you have a team, it's not always gonna be somebody who's gonna say the good things you like to hear. You need somebody who's gonna give you constructive criticism.
Wow.
You need someone who's gonna give you a push. You're gonna need somebody that when you feel like giving up, is gonna yell in your ear, man, if you don't get up and do something, you better get up. You know, it's you need a team of people. And if you do not have a team of people, then you need to start looking. You need to go out and open yourself up. And here's the problem. We feel like we're gonna be wasting time. But you're gonna find people that's gonna be good. You're gonna find people that's gonna be bad. It's like the old country saying, eat the meat, throw away the bones, you eat fish. So the people who give you meat, you keep them. The people that are bones, you throw them away. Which means not throwing away literally, but you know, you might not be able to stay in a connection with that person. And it's okay. And also, as you grow, your team may not grow with you. Some people might be there just for a season to help you get catapulted to the next step. And then you have to leave and go to the next person, the next set of people. And it's okay.
That leads me to a question. You said, you know, they may be there for a season. I know I myself, I look at people and things. People are either in my life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime, and I kind of categorize that out. But like you said, they may be there for a season, but they're going to be there for a purpose. They're going to help you where you need to go. But how can the viewers, how can they know who's there for a reason, season, and a lifetime, and they're defining their why?
You gotta understand growth when you grow. And I can always tell with myself, when I get too comfortable, that's when I know I need new people.
Wow.
And that's it. When I'm be honest with you, when I become comfortable, I become irritated. When I don't see growth, when I don't see progress, I get irritated. And it's not that the people are bad, it's just, it's within me. I say, okay, maybe this team cannot take me to my next level. Or maybe this group of people can't take me to my next level. And it's okay. And vice versa. You got to understand that from their point of view as well. So don't just look at everything from one side and all about me. You also got to look at, am I conducive to this person's growth? Am I helping Patrice get to the next level or Paris get to the next level? If I'm not doing that, Paris, I love you enough to say, hey, there's another person that can help you. And so for me, I know when I get too comfortable and when I get irritated. And it's like, but you look at them like, but they haven't changed. They have not done nothing wrong to you. It's just, it's time for me to move forward.
Right.
And it's time for us to go our separate ways.
It comes with maturity.
Yes.
It comes with maturity. Do you think that a person has to be in a mature state in their life to actually define their why? Or is it okay to be kind of immature but understand you need a why and then search for it?
I have a saying, well, it's not my saying, but it's grow through life and not go through life. Grow through life and not go through life.
Grow through life and not go through life. So you're growing through life instead of just going through life.
Yes.
All right.
And so, let's break it down this way. Jesus and his disciples. Jesus started out with 70 disciples. He ended up having 12. Out of those 12, it was 3 he was closest to. Jesus also had people that he blessed. And then it's also people that he stayed away from. So, this is why you have to define your why. And this is why it has to be clear and concrete. Because if you have a clear and focused concrete on your why, then you can start to notice, okay, this is conducive. This is not conducive.
Right.
This is people that are helping me, and I'm helping them. We're pouring into each other. And then we have the people who I'm just supposed to assist. See, too many times we try to make covenant relationship out of people we should just be blessing.
Well,
Jesus told people on several occasions when he asked you, can I go with you? No, go your way. Sometimes he even told people, I done it, don't even tell nobody I did it. Because I'm just supposed to bless you. My disciples are my covenant partners. You are just someone I'm supposed to be giving a service or a product to or assisting. Know your clients, from your partners.
Wow.
And so that comes from one of my opening statements. It's not microwave. It's not, you're gonna grow through it.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta be strong enough to say, okay, this is working, this is not working, and not get bitter, and not get resentful,
Wow.
and not become hateful.
Wow.
Because you were meant for this season, and it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta stop thinking the first time resolution in everything. First time resolution may work for certain things, but it's not gonna work for things when it comes to life. You're gonna have to bump your head, you're gonna have to make some mistakes, and you have to grow with it.
Wow. Wow.
So now the last thing that I would like to point out, and this is the last point, is, does it fill you with joy?
Wow.
Does it bring you fulfillment?
Hmm.
Does your why
Mm-hmm.
bring you fulfillment?
Hmm.
Which means the very essence of who you are. Does it fulfill who you are? Does it make you feel fulfilled? When you complete, when you're doing something, does it make your soul satisfied?
Hmm. That's deep.
And we have to get into that. When you're doing something, what is your why? If your why does not give you soul satisfaction, why are you doing it? Does it make you rejoice?
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up in the morning, when you complete that task, when you go through that job, when you start that business, when you finish that degree, when you move into a new area in your life, or you moving to your purpose or where you're designed to be, does it bring you fulfillment?
Wow.
The other part of that is, does it bring others joy as well?
Right.
Which goes back to the impact. What am I doing? Does it make everything around me better? Does it make the people in my life better? Does it make the people I come in contact with better? Does it express how I really feel on the inside? What does it do? And if your why does not do that, why are you doing it?
Right. So defining your why, you can't be selfish when defining your why. You really can't, because you have to think about how it impacts others. It's really important, like you said, you have to really dig deep and say, who else is this impacting? But also, you have to think about yourself too.
Yeah.
Is this bringing me joy? Is this bringing me greatness? I love that you touched on that point. And another thing that I found out with finding your why, it has to be something that burns a fire inside of your body. It has to be something that gets you going. It gets your gears turning. When you find something that gets your fire burning and that you are so overjoyed with doing, that may be your why. That may be your purpose. That may be something not to overlook. So your why is something that brings you a feeling that is undescribable to others. Like this.
And I learned that from someone who was very involved with my life, and he's gone home to be with God. That's my dad. My dad, and as you become older, as you start maturing, you start looking at things. I realized I had to share my dad with a lot of kids in the community. My dad was a Booster League coach, Booster League president with a bunch of the small kids, and even up to middle school and even some high schools. My dad was like a father figure and a coach to others. And if nobody would have had to pay my dad a penny, and I don't think they ever did pay him a penny to go out there and coach those kids. He would coach them and love them. He would take them home from practice. He would pick them up. He would go out of his way for them. And that brought my dad so much joy, even when he became sick. My mother used to say they made a special privilege where she could drive him down and sit in the corner of the field so he can watch the game.
Whoa.
Because that was his why. He just wanted to see the kids succeed. He just wanted to see kids just have fun. He wanted to be there. Even if he couldn't even be out physically on the field, he could sit in his truck on the side of the field and watch those kids play. So that impact, so even to the day, I see people on my Facebook page, and I see people that I walk into when I go back home. Man, Coach Rob, man, we miss him. grown people my age, because my dad was like that. And so that's where I get my passion from. It's like, what am I doing that even when I'm not here, am I leaving a legacy?
Wow.
Is it a fulfillment every day that if I can wake up every day and do it, you know? And that's why I say it could be of course we encompass it. If you have a family, your family is going to be part of that.
Yes.
So back to your question, you have multiple wives. Yes, your family is going to be part of it because you want to make an impact on your family. But you want to make an impact on your community, also on this world globally.
Right.
We got to stop thinking so small. We got to stop thinking in our backyard. We got to start thinking globally. We got to start thinking, could I be the next Richard Branson? Can I be the next Mark Zuckerberg? Can I be the next Bill Gates? Can I be the next Elon Musk? Can I be the next Oprah?
Right.
Can I be the next Robert Smith? Can I be that? Because not just because I want the notoriety, but because I want to be able to make such a change in people's lives that when I come down the street, I can see people, and I can walk into a grocery store and just pick a line and say, whatever it is, pay it to me.
Wow. Wow.
I can do a community outreach project. That's you know, what else can I do? How many lives can I change? I want to start a scholarship fund for kids. You ain't got to worry about it. I got it. So that's where my why is. My why comes from an example from my father. It's like, how can I help, encourage, uplift, and coach other people to be their best? Not just in sports, not just, but in life.
In life.
How can I help anyone be better in life?
Wow, wow, wow. I love that you said that, because that is the whole meaning of my platform, right? How can we help people be better in life? It's more than just me. The impact that I'm making is worldwide, right? So we're coming on World Wide Web and we're having conversations that are going to impact everyone's lives. So Cliff and I could have just had this conversation by ourselves, but we are having this conversation with the World Wide Web because we are touching others. So when you have your why, always think, how can you make an impact, or how can you help someone else? Because it's a feeling, like I said, that's undescribable. Just knowing that you help someone else. And when you do that, you kind of open up the flood for great things to happen to you.
Yes. So what if everybody had the same notion that I want to make an impact? Every single individual in this world had this notion. I want to make an impact to make life better.
Wow.
I want to serve so I can make life better. Just imagine it.
Just imagine it.
All the billions of people that live in this world today. What if every person had that unction to do that?
That is beautiful. It would be so beautiful.
It would be. And I like to talk about it because people always try to make where I came from. It doesn't matter where you came from. Some people that tell me I was born with disabilities. It doesn't matter where you were born with. There are some people with disabilities that have made such an impact. Stephen Hawkins. You know, you look at those type of people. That's just to name one that came from diverse and very tragic starts, what may have seemed to be tragic starts, but that was a few. Like, I'm not going to let my limitations hold me back from what I know is placed inside of me, which is greatness.
Greatness.
We all have greatness.
We all have greatness inside of us.
It's just, we have to clear out the noise and find that greatness and pour that greatness out of you. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help somebody today that's watching. Pour that greatness out. I don't care where you at in life. I don't care what you've been through. Can I give a personal testimony?
You can.
I've been downsized, laid off, and fired. But now I got a checking account that I pay people because me and my wife own a business.
Wow.
So you could be downsized, laid off, and fired. But now I'm giving other people opportunities of employment. So don't tell me that you can't make an impact.
Right. Right. Wow.
It's there.
It's there.
But you have to pull it out of you.
You have to pull it out. And when life sort of gets you down, you have to dig in that self-value and pull it out. Like he said, he's been laid off, he's been unemployed, he's been there, but now he's writing checks because he knows what his why is. He knows that his purpose is greater than being laid off, being able to say, I don't have a job, or any type of pity party. Yeah. Your why and your purpose was greater than that because you were able to dig inside of yourself and say, I have greatness inside of me. I have something not just to offer myself, but to offer the world. So you knowing alone that you are great and that you are valuable and that what is inside of you is able to make an impact is huge.
It is. And we have to understand this. When Jesus said, and this is so ironic to me, I had to think about it, I had to laugh, because I think God has a sense of humor. Mm-hmm. Jesus said, the things I do, greater work shall you do. Mm. And I had to think about that. It's like, well, God, you walked on water, you changed water into wine. How can I do something greater? So you got to think about Jesus in his time. He only could touch whatever region physically where he was standing at. Mm-hmm. So, you know, of course we know he's God. We know he could do whatever. But physically, when he's standing in a place, he's going to talk to the people in that region or that platform. Mm-hmm. He said, when I'm ministering and preaching, I want to minister and preaching in that division.
Wow.
Look at where we're at. The greater things we could do. So you got to think, everybody on here has 2,000 followers. Let's say it's 20 people following us watching this video right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about the Word of God. Mm-hmm. Look at how many people, if 20 people had 2,000 followers with them, look how many people I'm touching right now.
Wow.
Because I'm doing the greater.
You're doing the greater. You're doing the greater. Wow.
We're doing the greater right now. Mm-hmm. And so with technology and advancements and things, it's almost like they're neutral. Mm. But in the hands of people, that's where it comes to be good or bad. Mm-hmm. So right now, we're taking it to use it for good. Mm-hmm. Somebody else can put it in their hands and use it for bad, for bullying, for taunting, for degrading people. Mm-hmm. It's not that the object itself is bad. It's in the hands of the person that makes it what it is. Mm. So everybody that's listening, you have greatness in you. Mm-hmm. So if you tap into that greatness, whatever tools or resources you have, you can use that to do the greater.
Whoa. Mm.
So that's what we have to understand. We got to wake up the champion in you. Woo. So this is what I rebranded my total outcome, and it came through my experiences. I am a champion. That's what everything I have is Champion's Attitude. My Instagram is now Champion's Attitude. I have a YouTube channel, Champion's Attitude. I'm getting ready to bring out a brand new logo and everything, Champion's Attitude, because I realize I am a champion. I'm a champion. You're a champion. We all were created to be champions. Now let's act like them.
Right.
But champions put in work. So that's why you'll always see my post say, good morning, hello my champions, time to put in work.
Right.
You don't become great by standing on the sidelines. You become great by getting in the game.
By getting in the game. I got to take that back. You don't become great from sitting on the sidelines. You become great for getting in the game, putting yourself out there. No matter what the outcome is, you are great. You are a champion. You are a born champion. God made you so that you could succeed, that you could fulfill your life's purpose. So you are a great champion. You are a God-filled champion. And no matter what, you have God within you that's going to shine regardless. So my advice for some of the viewers, just say today, I'm no longer standing on the sideline. I am getting in the ring and I am going after my purpose. I am going after my destiny because I have greatness within me. I am a champion and I am meant to succeed. I am meant to make a mark on this world because God placed greatness in my heart and I'm ready. Just be ready from today on.
Start today. It doesn't have to wait till tomorrow. You don't have to wait till, you can be on this live post right now and start.
Right.
So that's what.
So start.
Start right now.
Start right now. So like the post if you you ready to start. Love the post if you're ready to start being great today. If today you are making a stand for yourself to be great, go ahead and love the post so that we know that you are ready to make a stand for your life, because tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow you could start all over. If you felt yourself being stagnant, uncomfortable, waiting for more, you need to start today and say, there's no more of this. I am born. I am destined for greatness. I am going to find my why and my reason for being in this world today.
Yeah. It's up to you.
It's up to you.
And you can do this. And I listen to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just recently found this motivational speaker named Walter Vaughn. So, I never heard this guy before, but I always subscribe on YouTube to inspirational speakers. And this guy popped up on the screen, and I was listening to him. And he said something. He was a great high school basketball player, but when he got to college, big D1 school, he was sitting on the bench. So his dad called him. He said, my dad said, hey son, why are you on the bench? Why are you not playing? He said, so I gave my dad the answer that I thought was correct. Politics. It's who you know instead of what you know.
Right.
So his dad said, son, if you help that coach win, don't you think he'll let you play? So he said, instead of going, and this is what I found out that was so great. And this is why we always got to think next level. Instead of him going to his coach, said, Coach, how can I play for the team? He went and asked his coach, how can I get into the NBA?
Woo.
Hold up. He's not even starting on his college team. He's not even starting on his college team. He goes and asks his coach, how can I get to the NBA?
Wow.
How many of
next
us?
level. Right.
How many of us think of that? Too many of us are, how can I get the next promotion on my job? How can I become the CEO of my job?
Right.
How can I become a business owner? How can I become a world changer? You need to stop thinking on that level that I can only do this amount.
Wow.
Because guess what? To every harvest, it starts with a seed. So too many of us are looking at our seed and saying it's too small, instead of understanding I have to plant my seed, I have to cultivate my seed before my harvest can grow.
Wow.
I want the harvest. So instead of asking where do I need to go to plant the seed, how can I get my harvest?
Right.
Start thinking harvest.
Start thinking big.
Yes. Start thinking next level. And once you start thinking next level, you start making next level moves.
Wow. Because you plant those seeds.
That's it.
Wow.
So we have to be committed to this. All great champions have a level of commitment, which is ridiculous. Another great guy, Grant Cardone, said, he said, are you obsessed with success? And people think of obsession as a bad thing. But people may call you crazy. People may think you're crazy because you're obsessed with success until you reach success. And now people are asking you how to be successful.
Wow.
So I want to ask somebody, are you obsessed with success? Are you that hungry that you want to grow to be the best version of yourself?
I am hungry. I know I'm hungry. I know I am. Because I know I want to be the next and the best version of myself. I am hungry, and I'm not going to stop until I know that my purpose is fulfilled. You have to be passionate.
Yes.
You have to.
See, this is what I think a lot of people get it confused. People like to intermingle passion and purpose.
Wow.
And they're two different things. Purpose is what you are supposed to do. Passion is the energy in which you push you towards it. So when we say I'm trying to get into my passion, no, you're trying to get into your purpose. You need to take your passion to push you into your purpose. However, if you don't know your purpose, you could be using your passion into something else that's not productive. So that's why we have to define our why. We are like hamsters on a wheel. Some of us are running because we're using all our passion, but we're not going anywhere because we haven't defined our why, because we've been told by society, you can't make it. You've been told by family, you can't make it. You've been told by your community and your environment, you can't make it. You only be good as this, you only be good as that, you only can work here, you only can work there. And so now you're pushing yourself 10, 20 years into something that is not where you need to be.
Wow.
So you don't burn all this passion up. And guess what happens? Eventually, you burn out. You will. I've done it.
I've done it.
And just to be transparent, I've done it. I have burnt out, burnt my energy, burnt my thoughts, put so much energy into something that wasn't aligned with my purpose. But thanks be to God, He is able to change things for you. And so now, you know, as I grow through life,
instead of going through life,
because at first I was going through life. I was just going, just doing whatever, you know, I think the status quo should be. As I told you earlier today, I'm not a forefront person. I'm not. I usually let my wife do these things. I'm using the background. My wife said, baby, you have a voice, use it.
He has a voice.
And so that's my covenant partner. She wants the best out of me. And I want the best out of her.
Amen.
And how many of you have people in your life that wants the best, even if it's not comfortable, even if it has, what are you willing to sacrifice to get to your next level? Are you willing to live poor for 2 years so you can be wealthy for the rest of your life? Are you willing to cut down your cell phone, cut off your cable, stop eating out? You know, because me and my wife have a financial business. And one of the best things I could ever hear from a client is, thank you, I'm in my home. Thank you, I was able to get out of debt. Thank you, I was able to get a loan, or I was able to finance my child's education. Those things make my heart jump. It makes me, when I see a client send something out, say thank you so much. Because everything has levels. Everything has levels. So from a financial standpoint, when I see a lot of people, the mistakes they make, the first thing I always ask, do you have a budget? People are like, I don't. So how are you going to be financially responsible if you know where your money's going? So before I can get you to a home, I need to get you on a budget. Before I can get you to a business, because when you're in business, you really got to be on a budget. And before we can start talking about real estate and investments, I need you on a budget. But you have to build to that. And if you're not willing to put in the sacrifice, then it's going to be for naught.
Right.
So I ask people all the time, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are your immediate goals, short-term goals, long-term goals? You have to have them.
You have to. You have to.
You have to have a definitive goal, which is what? Clear and concrete. Everything I talk about defining our why, it's going to make a round circle. It has to be clear and concrete. I want to be in a home. So you want to be in a home, you realize if you're renting now and something breaks, you can call the landlord or the manager company, they fix it. In a home, you got to be the landlord and management company.
Right.
And your home could be used for different investment options. You could buy a starter home, turn it into rental property. You don't know. But before I get you into that stage, I got to get you to understand you need principles, you need foundations, you need a definitive goal, you need a why. So why you want to do this?
Right. What is your reasoning for this?
What is your reason for this? Is it to buy a home to show somebody I got a home? That's the wrong reason.
So are you saying without reasoning behind anything you do, it will not come to fruition? You have to have a backbone or a reasoning, or better if you will, a why behind any and everything that you do, or it will not come to fulfillment. Everything.
Nothing will come to fulfillment. And you have to have the proper why.
Right.
Because a lot of us make decisions out of frustration and out of bitterness.
So out of emotion.
Out of emotion. And I'm not saying emotion doesn't have its place. When I got laid off, it hurt. When I got downsized, it hurt. When I got fired, it hurt. I'm not saying be an emotionless robot. Cry your tears, prayer. If you have to get professional counseling, get professional counseling. I'm dead serious, my undergrad is psychology. If you gotta get professional counseling, get it. If you gotta seek a financial advisor, seek them. Whatever you have to do, cry your tears, wipe your face, and then get up off your knees and get to work. Nothing comes by chance. Success is earned. It's not by accident. And anybody who's been successful would tell you. I've read so many books and I listened to so many people. When you hear the stories of how people were once living in that office, laying on the floor in the radio station, Kathy Hughes. She used to lay on the floor, her and her son. She got a divorce and was sleeping in her studio on her radio station. Wow. In a drug-infested neighborhood. But now she is the #1 multimedia company woman that runs telecommunications, TV One, Radio One. But where did she start at? What are you people willing to sacrifice? We are not willing to sacrifice and we're not willing to endure. But you know why? Why? Because you didn't find your why. You never found out why I'm doing this. Without Kathy Hughes, there would be no Steve Harvey. She's the reason why he has a radio show. So that's why. You gotta, it has to be what? Bigger than you.
It has to be. It has to be.
It has to be. So, if you're not willing to sacrifice, you can cancel it. If you're not willing to put in the work, you can cancel it. Don't be fooled by these pop-up Instagram famous people. Most real successful people, and even I would say to them, most of them were doing stuff in the background for several years until they hit that one video and went viral. Most people don't know that. Most people who are successful has been doing things for a while, and then it took that one big break to be ready. So
people always see the ending. They don't pay attention to how this person was grinding or how this person made sacrifices to get to where they are. And people have what you call appreciation at the end, right? And then they automatically think my life is going to take off where theirs is at now. But your life has to start somewhere. So your start has to be, what sacrifices am I going to make so that I can fulfill my why, so that I can be that CEO, so that I can be that basketball player, that nurse, that teacher, that doctor? What sacrifices? It's going to be some late nights. It's going to be some early mornings. What do I have to sacrifice for me to lose this weight? What do I have to sacrifice for my marriage to work? What do I have to sacrifice for my children to get on the right path because they strayed? You have to make some sacrifices in anything you do. Anything. You have to be disciplined. So sacrifices and discipline. Because once you make those sacrifices, you have to be disciplined enough to know, I have to stay on this track. I have to remain focused. I have to know I am going places. I have to know this is not my end. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of what my victory is. Does that make any sense?
It does. And so to build on that, my wife and I started our business. It was first initially geared towards credit repair. Then it grew into taxes. Then it grew into insurance.
Wow.
And now our last phase, we're looking at real estate. So first started out with credit repair. Because we fixed our own credit, we started helping people with credit, with budgeting and credit. Then we got into taxes, so we started doing taxes. Now my wife and I are both life insurance licensed agent, and I just got my health insurance license in December. And now the end game is to get into real estate, which means that I can provide housing for people. And by my end all goal is to have office buildings, so I can help, business owners who need a good starting place to be able to come into an office at an affordable rate. So my why is I want to make a change, and I want to change the dynamics of how people view us as people, young African Americans, young people I want everybody to have the opportunity to say, okay, I can make it. I don't have to just be in the NBA to make money. I don't have to play sports to make money. I don't have to be just a rapper or a movie star to make money. If those things are your dream, I'm not knocking you for that.
Right.
But too many of us strive for that. If I can't sing, well, I'm going to try to be a singer.
Right. You have to be realistic.
Realistic. Set realistic, attainable goals. Not saying that you shouldn't be striving for stuff, but you have to set realistic expectation. Learn the business.
Right.
People don't realize it's the people in the front is not making the most money. It's the people behind the scenes.
Woo!
The record labels, the producers, the writers. Those are the people that are getting the checks. Because most of the time they get their money up front.
Right.
You usually have to get your money on the back end when you're on the front. So you might not be able to sing, but why not get into the music industry?
Right.
Be a producer, be a writer. I can't sing, but I can write some beautiful music. If Patrice can sing, here's Patrice, here's a song. But you're going to pay me for that song, and whatever royalties or whatever you get off of it, I'm going to get a cut off of that because I gave you that song.
Wow.
So we got to stop thinking small.
And think big.
Think big. Learn the industry you're in. Learn the world that you're in. It's opportunities everywhere.
Everywhere.
But we are waiting for somebody to put the opportunity in front of us. If you go out and research and be ready. So this is what a big thing is. You have a goal. You got a dream. You got a vision. You might say, I want to be the next billionaire. You have something, a product or a service that you have. And even though you say, man, this is massive, this is big, how am I going to achieve? I'm looking at my bank account, I'm looking at my resources, I'm looking at what I have. Start making the necessary steps to grow into that person. Because when the opportunity passes you by, you're going to be ready.
Yeah.
If you're not ready, you miss it.
Yeah, you'll miss a blessing.
You miss it. I'm so reminded of the parable of that Jesus gave with the talents. The one he gave 5, the one he gave 2, and the one he gave 1. The one that had 5 made it 10. The one that had 2 made it 4. The one that had 1, he went and hid it in the ground. Upon his master's return, the master said, give me what is due to thee. So the one that had 5, that made 10, said, come on in, you're good and faithful servant. The one that had 2, that made 4, come on in, you're good and faithful servant. The one who had 1 and hid it and then made an excuse, well, I know if you are a harsh man, I know that you would, he said, look at here. You are wicked and you're lazy. And this is a point that a lot of people miss from that whole story. We get that part. It says, even to the one, he took that 1 and gave it to the one who made 10.
Wow.
Did you hear that? He took the 1 and gave it to the one who made 10. Why? Because I know he was ready for that opportunity. Many of us are missing opportunities because we're too busy trying to live a fearful life instead of living a champion life. And so when the opportunity comes, you're not ready. And what you have could be passed on to someone else. Case in point, me and my wife, and I'll speak for myself, I've had plenty of ideas that God has downloaded in my spirit and told me to do. But because of fear and doubt, I didn't move on it. 2 months later, somebody else, I look on Facebook, Instagram, or look at TV, and somebody else has done it.
Wow.
But God said, wait a minute, I told you to get prepared for that. I gave it to you in your spirit, but because of your lack of belief, you didn't move on it.
Wow.
So what I gave you, since you didn't utilize it, somebody else I've spoken to moved on it.
So we could be blocking our blessings just by being fearful.
Being fearful. And if we have more time, or maybe I'll do another show of the acronym that I have for fear.
We would love that. Won't y'all love that? Before we end the show, I just want to piggyback on one thing that you said. You said you and your wife had multiple businesses, right? And you guys are getting ready to go into the last phase. So when it comes to your why, it is okay to redefine your why several times. You don't have to have just one why. it could be defined so many times, you could go back and revisit it. So that one time just does not have to be the end all be all. So if you feel like, I thought I had my why and it's not it and it's over, it does not mean that it's over. Go back to the drawing board and fulfill your purpose. Find your why. It is never too late. It may be in something else, but as long as you reached for that purpose, you reached to see if that was your why, that is all that matters. As long as you took that leap of faith, and you know that this is not for me for several reasons. You'll feel when something's not for you. You'll know. But don't give up just because one thing did not work for you. Keep fulfilling that purpose. Keep having that fire, that drive, and that ambition, because what's going to happen is that one thing that you love and adore is going to make so much of an impact in your life that you'll be able to fuel your passion. So my advice, always reach for that why. Always.
Yes, you do.
So I would love, Cliff, if you have anything else to say to the viewers or anything.
But yes, you guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Of course.
Champions Attitude. I have started a Facebook page, Champions Attitude.
Okay.
Because I put content out there, and not just my face. But as long as I grab something, a nugget, I'm going to post it and I'm going to put it out there. Because we have to encourage each other.
We have to.
We have to hold each other.
We are all we got.
That's all we got. And there's so many things that I could say, so many things I could do that made me a better person, that I would love to share with others. But take your gift, because some of you know what your gifts are, but you're scared.
But you're scared.
And you're looking at what you see instead of what it can become. And so, become the champion you are. Become the champion you were designed to be and created to be. Because it's in you.
It's in you.
You just have to utilize it. You have to activate it. And you have to cultivate it. Don't let it sit by the sideline.
Don't let it sit dormant.
So last statement, last story, last illustration.
Okay.
Jason Williams, who is he's an analyst now, used to play for Duke, went to the NBA. He told a story about Kobe. He said that he went to the game, he was working out in the gym, everybody else kind of left, and he was out there shooting. He noticed that Kobe was still shooting. So he went, took a shower, came back, Kobe was still shooting. So at the end of the game, he asked Kobe, man, why was you in the gym so long? Kobe looked at him and said, man, you came to the gym, and I was not going to let you outwork me.
Wow.
Now, I'm not the hugest Kobe Bryant fan, but I had to love his skill.
Right.
If you were playing against Kobe, you know he got your best. He was a champion at heart. So he said, because you was in the gym, there's no way I'm going to let this rookie or this sophomore in the NBA outwork me.
Wow.
How many of y'all have that drive? How many of y'all got that passion to say, I'm not going to let nothing or no one outwork me. I'm the champion, and until you take my crown, you will not outwork me.
Not outwork me. So that's the attitude that you have to have. Definitely go out and follow Cliff on his Facebook page. Follow him on YouTube. He is a phenomenal speaker. Not only is he a phenomenal speaker, he is an amazing person. I've known Cliff for some time now, and nothing but positive vibes and learning. You want to be around people that you can learn from, that you can bounce ideas off, and they're going to make sure that you succeed. Cliff is somebody that I can guarantee you that he's going to be in your corner. He's going to tell you the good, he's going to tell you the bad. So make sure you follow him and show some support to him in every single way, because he is a champion, and you want to surround yourself with champions. In order for you to be who you are called to be, you have to surround yourself with a team. So make sure you are on the winning team. So not only is Cliff my friend, Cliff is my brother in Christ, and I thank God for him. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for listening to us this evening. Definitely go ahead and put your information out there. If you want Cliff to come back and even add you, we'll take it an extra step and add you to his page. Comment your name, put some comments out there. Cliff will come back and look at the comments and make sure he responds. I would like to take the time to thank you guys, viewers all over the world, for tuning in tonight to Eliminated Conversations. We appreciate you so much. When I say we, it's because I know that I need a team. This is getting so big. I'm going to say we because I'm speaking it in existence. God is going to bless me with some good people of like mind that's going to get this thing off the ground and get it going. So I love you guys, and I thank you so much for tuning in tonight's episode. Stay tuned for the next episode of Lemonade Conversations. I'm going to be posting stuff on my Facebook, so make sure you look out for that, and set your timers, set your alarms, tag a friend that you think can benefit from these conversations. I'll post some topics. Whatever it is, make sure you show love and show support. I love you guys. I thank you, Cliff. Have a wonderfully blessed evening, and we'll be in touch. Like I said, inbox me, comment, anything. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.